You can do it.
Who am I today? Well, I'm just a 27-year-old, very passionate woman, just on my way to become the person that I always dreamed of being. So I think I've always been a very inquisitive person. I was very lost in the beginning because I couldn't understand anything. So I always found a way to understand things in my own way. Like I didn't want to hear it from someone else. I wanted to find my own understanding. And that led me to reading a lot. I loved paying attention to small details, like very small details. I like to watch people, I like to hear things. I love watching movies and listening to the lyrics of songs and whatnot. And I think I can say words inspire me. So that's one quote particularly that when I read, it hit me hard. It says, change is the only constant. And I think a lot of people, different people have different meaning to it. Yeah. And I think that's where it all started. I knew I had to evolve. Maybe not every month, every year, but I probably had to evolve every day. I had things that I did every day differently. Yeah. And there's one more quote that comes to my mind right now is charity begins at home. So the first ever charity I did was for myself. The way I lived, the way I thought, the way I intended things, the way I wanted the world to work around me. Yeah. So I changed all these small things. So, one day I just woke up and I decided, hey, today is the day that you're going to change everything about yourself. So from a very small town, I moved here to a very big city, KL, at 17. I came here alone, and then I started a business here alone. I traveled nations for the growth of my business alone, stayed alone, eat alone, went to school alone, everything I did alone. I found myself. I think in a nutshell, what I can say is my journey inspires me. I did it for myself and I will keep doing it that way every day until I am completely just in terms with myself, just happy with everything that I have and hold and all the principles that I wish to, just embody myself with. So I think that's about it. My journey inspires me. And I think the only difference is the choice. It's only a matter of choice. Like the inspiration is always there for people to see. It's just an excuse to bring out yourself. So it's only a matter of choice, who you want to be, and that's where your journey starts.
My source of inspiration, I believe, it's my curiosity. I've always been a curious child. To my adulthood, I'm still curious to learn new things. I believe from the very young age, I used to take an active part in listening things. I used to listen to my elders. I used to listen to a lot of people. I had an access to internet from a very young age. So what I used to do is, I didn't even know how to speak English or write English. I'm talking about the age of 9 and 10. I used to just combine words to make sentences to be able to know something. And I used to search Google, watch YouTube videos, watch podcasts. I still do. I have this thing in me when I'm in a meeting, when I'm in a group of people. I don't want to stay quiet. I want to talk. I want to have a say. It can be a word, it can be a monologue, it can be a 10-minute speech, but I do want to say something. To be able to do that, I don't want to sound dumb as well. So what I do is, I'll read, I learn a lot. Coming back to what inspired me to do it is my curiosity and how I do it. Let's talk about my business. I am a part of this beautiful brand called Yeshan Sarees. So what we do here is we sell Indian ethnic wear, mostly sarees. I come from a background, I have not even seen a sari in my life ever. But it was a part of me, so what I did, I learned about sarees. Coming back 5 years to this business, I know every single product, how we make, what we make, where we make. I can touch a fabric and tell you everything about it, what fabric it is, who made it, how we made it. I know everything about it. Not because I had love for the attires, not that because I had love for sarees, it's because this is what I was doing and I wanted to be perfect in what I was doing. I'm not a perfect human being, but I want to become like jack of all trades, master of few, maybe not none, but I want to be a jack of all trades. That's my dream.
Which is still better than master of many.
Yeah. So I want to have at least one thing I want to be like perfect in, and I want to know small things about a lot of things. And this is my inspiration to become what I am today. Everything I do, I have a reason behind it that I need to know about it. So that's how it works in my life. This is my inspiration.
That's pretty easy, being young and being a woman. What else there is to say? But today, let's talk about my business, my dear company, the Yeshan Sarees. Well, I think since the beginning, right, when Yeshan Sarees started, we gained a lot of good, positive response in a very brief period of time. Okay, when I realized this, I knew it was I had to do something. I was purposed to do something with it. So what we started doing is from buying saris from suppliers, we started creating them actually, and this led to a movement. This led to an objective. This led to a different purpose altogether, which is the weavers' empowerment. So the longer I was in the journey, I realized, hey, wait, this is what I was meant to do. Be the change that you wanted to see, and it all started then. This led to the change of our vision and mission of the company. Yeah. So with the business, we weren't just selling saris anymore. With each sari sold, we were telling them a story. We were telling the clients how it was made and where was it made and who was involved in everything. Like when a customer comes to the store, we literally have like a 20 minutes to a half an hour conversation just telling them how it was made, where it was, and whatever they wanted to know, just out of joy, not to make a sale. So I think that grew with power. So the challenge was that we knew what we were doing. We knew this was the thing that we had to empower, right? So what I think is everything from the outside, it looks same. It looks same. Like whatever we do, it may not look like a fantastic thing from the outside, but we chose to make the difference on the inside, you know, from the smallest thing, so that we could greatly impact in the near future. So that's when it started. Like we literally shifted from buying saris to creating them, and all of the responsibility came to us. We had to take care of our weavers. We had to give them jobs, you know. And I think the challenge was to convince people that they had to believe in it. The belief is a very difficult thing. So, I mean, in one sentence, which I can summarize, is trust is a currency that we can't afford. Yeah, you can't find trust. So you can't find genuine supplies. I think every startup at the initial stage, they face the same problem. Everyone have each to their own story. Yeah, everyone has problems finding genuine suppliers, genuine partners, or even convincing their clients for sales and everything. Everyone faces this thing. And my challenge was convincing everyone that I see to believe in our vision and our mission. Yeah. For example, we had to fight for a 4-month long with the esteemed Pavilion management to give us a chance to prove ourselves, because we wanted to share, we wanted to bridge the gap between, the rich Indian heritage and the Malaysian society, because it's almost non-existent here. We are here sitting in the biggest biggest mall of Malaysia to prove a statement, to make a statement that yes, we do belong here. And now you have a reason to see it, what I see, eye to eye. So that's about it. Believing in us, I think, was because we're young. Like I said, we're young, and I'm a woman. I may, come out less powerful or something, but it had nothing to do with that. It's just what I believed in, and I just wanted to continue that journey. And of course, my challenge was also aided by my dear friend. When I found him, that was it. It was my next reason to keep this journey going. Yeah. So he believed in me, and I believed in him. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have no conditions at all. Trust is something that you can't buy, and you can't give conditions to. It happens, and it happens.
For me, the biggest challenge, I agree to everything you said here, is basically we face the challenge together. Basically, it's the same thing which I feel, but I have some few points to add personally. What I feel is, uh, like she talked about how we talk to every single client, how we made the product. We sell an emotion to them. They know what they're buying and how it's made for them. And I play an active part in telling the story. I am the public speaking person for our company, and on the irony is I don't even speak the language. So that's one of my biggest challenges. I serve to South Indian Malaysian community where I don't even speak the language, and I try so hard, so hard. I look into the customer's eye and I tell them in a broken English, in a broken form, like I'm explaining something very scientific or something very something which we don't even know about, which we don't even have a picture in our mind. What is he saying? I talk about looms, I talk about yarns. They might not even know what a yarn is, what a loom is, but I try to envision it so clearly for them so they feel good. So resulting, if you read about us on Google, let's say on our reviews, you will find like 80% of the reviews telling that how they tell us about the products, how we raise this moment. We have working on this moment called textile literacy, because when you buy an Indian fabric, you don't just buy a fabric, you don't buy fabric. Like when a person comes to our shop, they ask us what sari is it. That's the first question. It's not about the design. It can be a plain material, but they ask us what sari is it, where is it from. And to tell people that is one of the biggest challenges I have faced, and I love to do it. That's what I actually love to do. This is the challenge which I like to enjoy. I'm a person who likes challenges. I don't want to have a simple, normal life. Let me give you an example. I love metaphors. I love words. So I will talk a bit metaphorically. ECG, a heart test. You know when you're alive, when there are ups and downs. If your life is flat, you're dead. If you're so happy all the time, you're dead. If you're so sad all the time, you're dead, you're not living. You're only living when you're happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad.
The
That's what I
beauty
mean.
of life.
Yes. And if you don't have challenges, you have nothing to do in your life. You act like a robot. I'm not programmed. I don't have a script to follow. I do things. So this is what I do. I see a customer, I don't know what I'm gonna say. They ask me about it. I on spot tell them this. This is one of my biggest challenges. Other challenges we face together is I'm 25. When we go in meetings, let's say Pavilion, they don't even know. Like the first question, we've been doing this business for 6 years. When we came to Pavilion, the first question they ask us, do you have enough inventory to sell? Are you gonna keep up with them all? You need to put products. So to convince people, yes, ma'am, we are doing business, we have inventory. Like as simple as that. We are selling products. I'm coming to Pavilion. I do have that mind in my I know that I have products to sell. So I get questions like this to answer. Because people don't realize that we also can do something. Coming from a place of humble beginnings, I would say, we come to this. It's very overwhelming to convince people to believe in us. Third problem, which I'll just like to add on what Yash said, is the vision she talked about. The vision basically is a category creation. I could be selling a product which is very simple. I do my marketing, I sell a product. But I'm selling something which is non-existent in Malaysia. Like all our products are designed by us. It sounds very simple, but when you don't see this design, you have to convince people like, what is it? What am I selling? Where is it from? Is it an authentic product or not? Is it going to last for them or not? Because sari is something you pass on to generations after generation. So this category creation in a market where there is no category is one of the biggest challenges I've faced. Because now it's not about me and like when you have a supplier, you buy a product, you sell it. If you don't sell it, you don't buy it. Now I have a team of 50 over people working back in villages of India, creating product. And I have visited that place. We have visited that place personally, and we have told them, believe in us. We will take care of you. That's the biggest responsibility I have and challenge I have. If I stop working one day, I can't sleep because I feel like, how am I going to take care of them tomorrow? It's their bread and butter we take care of. So this challenge it comes in the form of a responsibility to me.
We are almost in a fight with industrialization because I think there's a lot of fight going on because of revolving textile literacy, because people wanna sell fast, get money fast. It's almost like a get rich fast scheme going on. So as long as there is a transaction, you could sell anything, but we don't want to do that. We want people to be happy with what
Yeah.
they're buying, regardless. Like they walk into the store, they want to buy, they don't want to buy. It's really that's coincidental,
It's
really.
coincidental.
But
I just want to add about the store. The store also we created in a way that we want people to come in to enjoy the feel. If
Yes.
you want to buy, that's coincident. We just want to
Yeah.
give people the feel. So that's one of the biggest challenge, to make people aware about that when they were not aware about that. It's like doing something for someone which they never have felt before. So that's, I think, the biggest challenge we have faced, I guess.
Yeah. You see, when I hear the question, it is a very autonomous reaction of a simple human mind to always see the latter part of the question, which is vulnerability, to be rather a negative effect, to have a rather negative effect. However, the first part was a little more positive. But what I think I would like to emphasize here is, I think vulnerability has been my superpower. The day I knew myself was I knew that how vulnerable I was. That day I became powerful. So I think being really young. I mean, I started this business when I was 18, tender young age. I didn't know anything. I haven't traveled the world. I didn't have the best life. I mean, everything was okay, but I didn't have an idea. I was just supposed to study, finish school, and go back home, and just a routine. So as I was growing, there were a lot of issues that I was not comfortable with. So I thought I didn't fit in anywhere. Yeah. And as a woman, I don't think I have to mention much. It's always a norm to look at women as the weaker sex, as the more timid, or, someone who might not have that much capability as a man. But it never crossed my mind like that. Like, I never thought like I was a woman, so I was less compared to a man. So I think it started at home. My dad, I think he almost never let us into the kitchen. Like, he never wanted to see us cooking or doing household chores and everything. He always wanted us to do a more manlier job. Like, I know how to drive a forklift. I know how to drive a lorry. He always made sure that we washed cars and stuff like that. So I always had a very strong suit to myself. Yeah, so coming back to this authenticity and vulnerability, I decided a long time ago that the best favor that I can do for myself is being honest first to myself. I think I would like to start this narration by with a quote. I think it's from John Wick 3. How you do something is how you do everything. That hit the ballpark. That was like, that is the most beautiful sentence put together with such simple words, but it just encapsulates everything. How you do something is how you do everything. See, for me, I am loyal to myself, and I want to remain this way. I take pride of how loyal and honest I am to myself. I've had issues. I've had insecurities, terrible insecurities. Until today, I'm grooming myself of what I envision myself to be. So the answer to this, I think, is more like freedom. The day I realized I was not in competition with anyone is the day I realized I am free to do anything in the world. And that is the day I decided that I am going to be as honest I can be with myself. And that brought me to being honest with whatever I do, with my work, with my family, friends, with my studies, everything. I was just loyal to it. It's just like, for example, I can give you maybe like in a relationship, what's most important is like respect, I guess. So with that comes everything. You respect your partner, you're loyal to them, you're honest to them. Everything is there already. So just like that, authenticity and vulnerability, it's not two different aspects. It's the same thing.
And I think vulnerability
yeah.
makes you a human being.
Yeah.
You're not a robot. You
Yeah.
can have vulnerabilities, and that's
Yeah.
what makes you
Yeah.
empathize people.
Yeah.
Not sympathize, empathize. People don't know the
You're
difference.
authentic when you're vulnerable. When you show
Yeah,
that.
that's the correct way to put it.
when you show that you are
A human.
human.
That's when you're authentic.
Yeah.
You cannot be a
Yeah.
perfect being. You cannot call yourself honest,
Yeah.
authentic, or whatever this positive word is if you're not vulnerable.
Yeah.
Every one of us have to
Yeah.
accept the vulnerability we have,
Yeah.
to be able to connect to someone,
Yeah.
to be able to act like a human being. There's one thing I want to add. I just thought about it. No one talks about it, but I really want to put it out there in a very literature English term. You know what is the meaning of the word human? I'll start it with this. Do you know what's the meaning of the word inhumane? It means who's not nice, cruel, which means a human means a compassionate person already. So when you say a word good human being, there's no such thing. It's human is already good. So if you want to be a human, you have to act human. Otherwise, you're just being. If you want to be a human being, you have to be compassionate. You have to be honest. You have to be kind. Just like if you want to be an inhuman, you are a cruel person. Okay? So people who use I'm a good human being, it's an irony. There's no such thing. It's like calling a dead corpse. Corpse is already dead. Human is already good. So people have to understand that. You have to be an authentic human and a vulnerable human to actually live their real life.
So I think, what comes to my mind that I'm not agreeing with is, I think there's a very viral video. It's by Rihanna, Fake It Till You Make It. I don't like it, to be honest, because I don't want to fake it till I make it. I know when I make it, I know I'm making it. I'm in my process. I don't have to compare my journey with anyone. So I think that's about it. Like, you go, no one's in a rat race here,
Yeah.
You be happy with yourself and you let
And I think
others.
this connects to the fake positivity. Fake positivity is a disease. So fake positivity comes with the only authentic part. People don't show that they are vulnerable on this real world, not the real world. People are fake there. Just like Yash mentioned, fake it till you make it. It expresses fake positivity. And because of this fake positivity, it has such bad repercussions. People are dying because of it. People see someone online and they think, oh wow, their lifestyle is so perfect. What am I doing wrong? Why am I insecure? Why I have problems?
I've always had a worry that if someone would look at me and think my life is perfect and that would negatively impact them. I'll always worry, and I always even say it to my friend here, because I don't want that to happen. Like, I want to be a good thing that happened to someone else, not a bad thing. So that's when I decided to be vulnerable and to be vocal about it if I have to be. I don't look back. Never do I look back. Anything that has bad happen, I don't think about it or dwell in it. You move on, because there's only one thing that happens every day. You move on. If you want to summarize life goes on. So that's the only thing. So you just move on and you don't dwell on the things that has hurt you, or so all these things, like, bury them with a smile, and people hurting you and all that. Don't worry about it. It's all written by God. God's the greatest planner. So don't worry about it. Life goes on and you are meant to do what you're meant to do. No one's going to take away what you're meant for.
And I want to end it with this one small thing, which I just thought about. Life is like an art. Only an artist knows what's actually going on. So, art has a value. Like when you look at Mona Lisa, it's said that if you're happy, you see Mona Lisa smiling. If you're sad, you see Mona Lisa being sad. Like, an art depicts the artist's emotion. So your life is something like that. Like, I'll give you an example. There was 2019, we had a terrible situation. I don't want to go in that. We had a big problem in our lives. I had to travel out of Malaysia. And I had no money, no house, no nothing. Only place I could go to was Indonesia. And I stayed 2 days on a beach there because I couldn't afford a hotel. I don't want to go into details why and how, but I took some pictures during being on the beach and I posted on Instagram. And I got like 20 over of my friends saying, damn bro, your life is so great. You're so happy, you're traveling around the world. I wish I was you. And I sat with my partner, I was like, wow, yes.
We didn't have the month's rent.
I don't have money, I don't have home, I don't know what to eat. I'm staying in the beach because I can't afford a hotel. And people are being jealous of my life. It's my life. I pictured it in a way that it looks so positive. I was a homeless person.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So the life is a
Yeah,
very curious thing.
so I think take life lightly. Like I had a
Yeah.
problem with my skin color. I had a problem that I was tanned. I had a problem that I had, skin issues back then, or you know, I don't know what else is there. Just name anything. I had a problem with everything, just like any other person would. But at the end of the day,
It doesn't matter. We being
it
honest to
doesn't
ourselves, we believe
matter.
that this is how
Yeah.
we are.
It's what's here and what's
Yeah.
here that matters. I love my heart and how my mind works, and that gives me the happiness that I need in the world. That's
I think
about it.
that's about it.
That's about it.
I think for me personally first, Born to Fly plays a very important role in my personal life. I believe it embraces success. I'm going to connect it to the previous authenticity question, like about the authenticity. I think it embraces success, Born to Fly. I don't believe we all appreciate ourselves so much. We manipulate ourselves, we tell all is well, but we're not actually feeling it. I would like to quote this from this book, Secrets, a concept called Law of Attraction, which no one teaches us in the school. It means what you believe in will happen to you.
Manifest.
Manifestation. So, when you actually believe that you have done something, pat on your back and appreciate yourself, actually believe in it, you'll be happy inside. You don't need a vacation to be happy. You don't need to get time out of your real life in a fake life to be
Yeah, you
happy.
don't need to do your nails to be happy. No, no, no.
I want to add something. People say, do what you love. I beg to differ. I want to say, love what you do, because practically speaking, in this real world, you might have to do things which you might not love in your in your time. Like I didn't know I was gonna be a sari seller. I was gonna make saris, but I love what I do. I don't do what I love. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is the biggest inspiration for me and the campaign Born to Fly. I actually gonna metaphorically relate it to the human life cycle, a butterfly life cycle to a human life cycle. The Born to Fly represents a butterfly's life cycle, from a stage of larva to the cocoon to the butterfly. So the larva is our early infant age where we learn to walk, eat, and whatnot, and the cocoon stage is when we're trapped. We don't know what to do. But a butterfly writes its own destiny. A larva knows it's going to become a cocoon, capture itself, and it's going to break out to the open world and fly high. So I want people to understand that you are going to have a rough time in your life, but trust in yourself that you're going to come out of it and fly. And I believe we are all successful here. We should pat our back, appreciate ourselves with all honesty, not to manipulate our heart or brain. Believe that you are successful, manifest it, and you will feel happy. You wouldn't need a vacation after that. I mean, you can go for a vacation, but not for the fact to avoid your life. Love what you do and you'll be happy. And I think that's our message through this Born to Fly campaign. We dress success. We're a clothing brand. We want to dress success. This is what we want to do here. I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel confident about myself. I want to come out that I have done enough. I will do better, but what I am right now is enough for me. The competition is with me,
Myself
my
and I.
previous day. I want to become better every single day. That's the competition.
So I think there's just one thing. So there's only one difference that you can make is whether you are happy with yourself or you are celebrating sitting on your laurels. That's the saying, sitting on your laurels is when you think you've done enough. So you just sit and watch, like you don't do anything after that. That's not how it works. That's never how it works. Like for me, I think I've never used the word successful or entrepreneur. I'm still about like people started saying that to me. I was like, I'm an entrepreneur? Oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm successful? Oh wow, I didn't know that. So my goal was just to be a better version of myself throughout, ever, from my personal problems to now with the business and everything. It's just to be a better version of ourselves. And I think what I just want to say is Born to Fly. It is in every part of my life. And I mean, just look at our logo, it's a butterfly.
We live and breathe it.
We live and
We
breathe
live
it,
and
yeah.
breathe Born to Fly. I knew at a very tender age that I'm gonna be great. I'm not great, but I manifest that I'm gonna do something great in the life. Be it in any form, be it in monetary, be it in helping people, be it
Yeah.
proving myself that I can do it.
And we just hope somebody, I mean, every person who walks into the door and try that's something that is hanging in the store, that they will feel this part of us somewhere when they wear what we make for them.
I think this is the
Yeah.
part of this campaign. We want to dress success in simple words. That's all we want to do.
May everyone be born to fly and soar high.
Yeah. I think that's about it.